If you have any questions, please put a comment. And also, while this is live, you're able to get your readings for free, a card or a few, depending on what you're going through. For more information, visit suryasolsun.com, suryasolsun.com. And for more information, you can call 787-979-9938. We hope this helps you to the best that you're able to receive.
Now, for you to understand the 10K Yoga, you should be watching directly because this works the left and right side of the brain and the vagus nerve, and it's in a lot of different departments in psychology, healing, doctors. This has been tested for numerous of years. Now that we are able to really give to the world, we try to let everybody experience this so that you are not taken advantage of. And a lot of you were taken advantage of, or you take advantage of people. So that brings you into a whole other world just because you claim a certain religion or you say you live this way or anything else. That has really nothing to do with the understanding. So we're going to start off with the first card, and that's DNA. DNA is very important because there's some things that you really don't understand. The first kiss that someone has, okay? You exchange saliva and you mix that saliva with each person, and then you share food, you share drinks. But sometimes you don't realize that you can get this spiritual contraction that no one is aware of and how you catch it. Especially when you understand that your parents made you. You were not an immaculate conception, but those are the people inside the DNA that's trying to tell you how to live, trying to tell you that you're living wrong according to a certain religion, according to something. And what you don't understand is you're messing up your structure that is really causing a big issue inside yourself. So that causes issues with inside the heart. And the heart is very important for you to understand. Some of you people say that you are healers, but you are in the ER mostly inside the spiritual dimension of your own self, because your heart is still not healed. And there is a contradiction going on directly inside of you where you need someone to look at you as you are perfect or something else like that, or your life needs to be perfect, or you are betraying something that you are not. And some of you are using this in business. Some of you are using manipulation through sexual. There's a lot of things. And then there's some people that their heart, they came into this world, and for some reason, there's a lot of emotions and trauma that you're dealing with that no one understands. So that gives you a warning. That's 4-4. That goes directly to the heart. And 4-4 turns to 8. 8 goes the higher dimension upon your 7 energy centers. And now we get into the 8th. And that is where that accumulation and the particles and everything start to work that can mess up your true tree of life. So when you look at these things, you have to understand that these cards can turn 2 different ways. But when we're reading someone fully, we will tell you which way it goes by adding the numbers, seeing the reaction of you, understanding your voice frequency, understanding your statements, and also the quietness inside. So black tourmaline comes into our life when we need protection, but the tourmaline is embedded inside of you without you knowing. Like every stone that you can imagine is embedded in you inside of an alchemy that most people don't realize, that if you ever looked at a stone, touched a stone, or read about a stone, you can magically open up, and it's not saying witchcraft or that, it's just using your mind's intention to really understand. Like when you're watching these readings, you're actually learning healing and learning on how to become a phenomenal reader. But this is really used for you to identify what is going on. We sell the cards that we just tell people, just look at the card every day. Now, you can come and you can study through the process of buying your cards. And when we're doing stuff, you're understanding, and there's a basic understanding of reading. But there's so many different laws, 369,000 laws that go to the infinite, that you would be not understanding. And sometimes it brings you into dark holes that you don't understand. That's why a lot of people that read Tarot, some of them are doing good, some of them are doing not so great, but most of them are really suffering with inside their own self. So there becomes this protection that you need to look at, you need to see, and need to ask yourself, where is the protection that I say I need? So the minute you say that you need protection, you're actually going into another dimension using a form of fear. Now, fear gets into your ear. Remember that. Fear gets into your ear, so therefore will create a delusion in the psychological understanding of the way you perceive.
And fear is shaped by how you view certain ways of believing, religious, occult, witchcraft. These are all just names. And when someone wants to go towards protection, aren't they in a way using that in fear? Because they're scared someone's doing something against them, and you wear the Hamsa hands, you get the jewels, you get the gold and the silver, the evil eye symbol, the Nazar eye, but most of you have never painted it before. And that's just one option on the activation within inside of you. And for some people, it's causing even more fear, or you're the one that's feeding off the fear of someone else because of what they know. So we have to look at, where are the psychic vampires inside of your life? Maybe they're the healers and the readers you have been working with. You have to ask yourself the real question, and the veil will be lifted. What is going on inside of their life? What is the health? What is the body? What is the mind? What is the constant thought? But also the limitlessness of the teaching and the universal, you have to give it back to the earth. You can't just use this to say you're going to get someone's love back or put a binding on someone that did you wrong. You have to understand that it will always come back to you in a certain way. So how do you neutralize this pain? How do you neutralize the fear and also gain an ultimate protection? It starts with inside of you. So this is why inside the Surya Soul Sun system, we do emphasize the practice of focusing the energy through verifiable quantum physics techniques, quantum healing, but also through the own body's natural mechanisms. How are you detoxing? How are you eating and drinking? And what are you doing at a certain time to give yourself self-love? And that's on an emotional level, that many people in this realm are emotionally hurt, and then they cause their own turmoil that they're blaming others for. And this is just a big warning sign where you need to know what you're doing, and you need to know the proper protocols on how it impacts you in your universe. And this also goes to people that say that they're religious, that say they're Christian, that say they're Catholic. Are you following something blindly just because it's what you were taught? Or are you wanting to pave your own path and really understand the true meaning behind the words you speak?
And there's no bad way saying that you're this way, but in each religion, it tells you that this is the only way. And recently, we've been, a lot of people have been sending us stuff where someone very religious that just speaks about Jesus and says that they go into people's stores and they saw the witchcraft and they're filming in the store, saying that the place is bad and look at this and look at that. Well, would Jesus do that? And what in their ego is doing that to create? And why are they walking around like they're gangsters in a way, or different things like that?
And to gain fame and this thing called a name and a brand on whatever. So it really just depends on the true energy and somehow God inside, but it's really, what are you attracting inside of your life and what do you really want to change? And you're beyond this. Has someone told you that you couldn't do something? Has someone said that you'll never own up to anything or become? How are you going to stop telling yourself that?
And that brings us to the dragon, because inside the dragon, there's a lot of magical power. And there's all different colors of that flame that go from the rainbow. And there's all sorts of things. There's no good, there's no bad, there's no evil. It is only controlled with inside the dragon inside of you. And when you unleash, sometimes you're blowing these fumes that affect people's throats if you use yourself the wrong way. But that can easily be gone by someone that knows how to handle wind and just blow you away. But there's always this fiery spirit that we watch out for, because some of you are petrified of God or petrified of the way someone's acting, what someone's doing, what someone's practicing, and you don't understand the dimensions that you move towards. You form a cosmic bond. So that cosmic bond can either haunt you or bring you good. It can't neutralize, it only knows strong or weak. And it brings you to a blank card.
And the blank card invites you to really see inside of your life the new path that you want to go on. 5-7 going into 9. A very strong number for the end of cycles, to bring more of what you want or to bring more of just what you're attracting. And this can go into the pain, the suffering that you're in, you say, or the joy and abundance you're in. But you have to know the way of the cycles and also your true body chemistry, how this reflects and acts to either your happiness inside of life or the repeating of certain patterns inside. So if you want more information, personal insight with the cards, and also different activations, you can contact suryasoulsun.com.
And you have to also understand the black holes that you put yourself into, especially people that go out and say that they're very spiritual and they need to be seen and they need to see the person. They need this. It needs to be at that time. Why is this not done? There's no air. The reading's this way, that way. Those are control freaks and narcissists in certain ways, and they get their way by doing different things. And if someone's telling you, yes, you can have a reading, you can have this, that, but when you really go and you look out there, we made things very affordable Some of you are saying that they're not affordable, but you go out and buy $300 to $400 sneakers, $5,000 worth of a purse, but you're working in McDonald's. Most of them are fake, but you're acting that way, getting your hair done, getting all this, but you're greedy to different things. And that's the understanding of your own black hole. When you really go for help and different things and you see the phenomenal people, you're paying $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to $8,000 to $10,000 to work with someone. And us at Surya Soul Sun actually did it in our number system where we can give to everyone and let you understand, because it is an essence of understanding.
And when it comes to this type of intuitive work, I think a lot of people like to test to see if it works, like to test the psychic, like to say things, even lie. So this is what we find, that once that happens with someone, it only just reinforces what they're trying to avoid and fix inside of their life. So we also have people that come and then go and then report back. And for what reason is this? It's just you come as your honest self that wants to change your attraction, shift your vibration, raise your energy through your own intuitive abilities. We're here to show people that, yes, there's people out there that use it for harm, that manipulate, that take people's money and just say what people want to hear, because that's just what they were trained to do. But the real intuitives, psychics, whatever you want to call it, aren't going to have any bullshit with you, and they're going to say what is meant to be said.
And just so that you understand where we are, and directly in the town that we are, you have to understand that even if you have the address, you're not going to find your way to the place. So we have people call so that we can actually send them a pin so that they can get it directly to the place. But we also have to identify the nonsense and understanding that we just do not want to attract the wrong crowd and different things, that we do not have time for that, because there's a lot of people out there that really do need help, but they're going to all these silly places and spending $25, $35, $45, calling different people to come and read the whole group, and they're doing this and they're doing that, but all you're doing is throwing your emotions around the room. And a lot of you are together, and some of you are cheating on your mates and doing all that, and you're taking that energy, and one's practicing voodoo, another one practices 8 different things, another one does this, that.
But you learned it from a free YouTube video or a course that was 2 hours long, and then you go and work on someone and attach yourself to that energy that could be fully drain you, because in a way, maybe the other is stronger than you. So you really have to see the years of experience. And this applies not just to this realm of spiritual healing, but also to the realm of business, to the realm of independence, entrepreneurship, relationships. It's really how you're applying this self-work. And these cards help you visualize that for yourself.
And if you are an energy healer, and you go out there and start telling people, oh my God, I am drained. I just worked on someone. I picked up this. Your ethics, your psychology to your own system is effed up.
It goes deeper, but it can be changed. That's also happening to learn a very important lesson.
And you have to understand, if you're listening to people like that and you're going to them, they might be taking your energy like an energy vampire that you don't understand. And that could be taking away inside your psychological mind that they're draining you and they're doing good. And then you start to say, oh, they gave me this and my life was together and now it's not. It's your actions of what you do and now you're in a black hole again.
Again, it doesn't matter who you say you are or what you say you are or how many followers you have or how much money you have in the bank account. It matters that you are honest with yourself. And it also means something for others to see the truth of who you are. Some of you are even just lying to yourselves. You have to go beyond the name. You have to understand that in the clarity, there's going to be things that you have to let go, you have to relearn, have to revisit, and have to repeat night by night by night in order to master this. So there's just many avenues in which someone can go.
And you must understand, there's one big thing that people do. They call someone and they say that they can't afford. Well, last I checked, when you go to some place that you can't afford, they pull your records. They look at your bank account. They look at an understanding. They look to see what you're spending directly on something to see if you can qualify, right? But when someone says to someone, I can't afford it, and then somehow they just spent a couple grand the other day on a bunch of nonsense, that's manipulation inside of a black hole that you can't get out of. And then you claim to someone, I can't afford, but someone is supposed to believe you? No, that is why we have the prices that we do have. And we have helped people in need. We have helped people in need that really needed help, that gave us a story, that said this, said that. But you have to be careful, guys, especially if you're a healer, because those people will attach to you and will abuse your intellect and take advantage of you just to leave you in the dust for someone else or some sort of fame.
How do you truly protect yourself? What version of yourself do you want to live? This is the quantum aspect where in the moment inside of the portal within the 10K Yuj Tarot, and if you're interested in more of the Oracle deck creation by Yuj Tarot, you can visit the link where it is the shop space where we have the Magpie Caddis, which is the cat spirit animal, the quantum healing cards, and many more that also provide similar activations like the 10K Yuj, and we're going to go into that deeper. But really, are you being true inside of your life? Where is it that you need to shift? And it's easier to be yourself than it is to be false. So allow us to really find out who you truly are, and may you have balance inside of your life. May you find the peace and happiness. And maybe if it was just for a moment as you were listening to these words, there was a sense of love and positivity and maybe your next step, a little bit of hope for you.
And there's some of you that watch this right now that you know you're going through stuff. Some of you are scared. Some of you are nervous. Some of you are saying that you can't afford, you can't do this. Some of you don't want to speak. Some of you don't want people to see you responding because that might mess up your your role as someone. You can call us privately and we will speak to you. But once you lie, remember the black hole you journey upon. That's your deeds, not ours.
The number is 787-979-9938, Monday through Saturday. And we hope everyone has a happy holiday today. 9 to, I think it's 11 to 5. So anytime between those times, if it's an emergency, we're also available anytime to speak. When you call, it's usually a 5 to 15 minute free reading based upon your inquiries and your honesty. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful day.